The mainstream media wants you to believe that these hills are part of a cunning Israeli plan to end a Palestinian state. I'm about to debunk their entire narrative.
By now, you've probably heard of Israel's E1 settlement plan, because it's been reported like it's the most evil and cunning plan that Israel has launched to date, when in reality, it's the proposal to build some houses between Ma'ale Adumim and Jerusalem. I'll take you through all the details of what they're doing, but first, let's see how the media's reporting it.
The main problem here with this E1 plan is that it would completely cut off the occupied West Bank to occupied East Jerusalem, essentially what rights groups are saying, destroying all territorial continuity that would lead to a future Palestinian state.
Okay, so after hearing from the mainstream media that this is some sinister plan to destroy a future Palestinian state, I thought I had to visit the site. So I jumped in my car and drove to the E1 location to see what the fuss was about.
So I'm here. I've arrived at the heart of the proposed E1 settlement. Anti-Zionist propagandists want you to believe that this barren wasteland, this desert, was Palestinian, is Palestinian. But you can say there's nothing there. It's just barren hilltops. In fact, the only things you'll find here are the traces of ancient Jewish community. There's an old road from the Second Temple period that led to Jerusalem. So what's Israel doing here? Well, Israel's proposed to construct a new settlement here, I think around 3,000 units, to connect Ma'ale Adumim, the settlement to my east, with Jerusalem to my west. It's a tiny stretch of land which in no way would cut a Palestinian state in half. What you're experiencing is propaganda. Like, listen to this. This is the Young Turks.
The reason this issue is so central to the future of a Palestinian state is because we have East Jerusalem here with Ramallah to the north and Bethlehem there to the south. And Israel would put a brand new settlement right here, smack in the middle, separating those two cities from each other.
And did you hear that lie? They claim that it's going to sever Ramallah, which is way over here, from Bethlehem, which is on the other side of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem. Like, how? How is this tiny stretch of land going to do that? It is not possible. Propagandists, as always, are taking a insignificant story. Some Jews are going to build some houses and turned it into a major news story, which they broadcast around the world.
So, in other words, in an effort to further prevent the possibility of the formation of a Palestinian state, they're making a point to build these illegal settlements right smack dab in the middle of the West Bank, which would divide the enclave in half.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't divide the enclave in half. It barely protrudes beyond Jerusalem. Now, the international community wants you to believe that any Israeli building in E1 would end a Palestinian state. But when I arrived here, I saw this whopping great Israeli building. It's the police headquarters for the entire region, and it's slap bang in the heart of E1. And the world barely noticed. It certainly didn't end the Palestinian ambitions for statehood.
I've just returned from the E1 area, and I thought I'd take you through the main reason that Israel's developing the site. And it's not what the media's telling you. It's not that Israel is trying to dissect the West Bank in half or prevent a Palestinian state. No, it's security, unsurprisingly. You see, Jerusalem used to be a frontier city, a border city, and it was vulnerable. It was surrounded by hostile neighbors. And so to remedy this, Israel built Ma'ale Adumim to Jerusalem's east, which is where many of its hostile neighbors would attack and have attacked it from. And this created a buffer between Jerusalem and hostile neighbors. Now, in every single negotiation that Israel has had with the Palestinians, both parties have agreed that Ma'ale Adumim would remain as part of Israel within any future two-state solution. This leaves Ma'ale Adumim very vulnerable. It could be encircled, it could be cut off. And so to prevent this, Israel's proposed developing the E1 site to connect it to Jerusalem. That's it. It's a security measure. Now, ironically, what the media hasn't been telling you is that since Oslo up until today, the Palestinians have been building like crazy in this area. Here's a satellite image from 2003. Look at all the properties that have now developed. This is all Palestinian building by 2023. Now, all of the detail isn't that clear, so I'm zooming in on some of those communities. This is the Palestinian community of Bethany or Al-Azariya. As you can see, there's been huge construction. Just to the east of that is Jahalin. That's also witnessed a huge amount of construction. And then above them to the north is Al-Zaim. And again, construction. This is all surrounding the earmarked E1 area. There's not supposed to be construction here. It's a real problem. And so Israel has been forced to move quickly and build the E1 area up so that Ma'ale Adumim doesn't face the same fate as Mount Scopus, where it was completely isolated and surrounded by the Jordanians after the 48 war with the UN protection and one road in and one road out. We can't afford the same fate for Ma'ale Adumim. We need Ma'ale Adumim as a buffer for Jerusalem, and therefore the E1 project has been proposed to remedy this. It's a security measure, but you wouldn't know that if you watch the media.